Hello, I'm Jana Kacharik from Big Ideas Learning. Today we will talk about using the assessment book. The assessment book contains additional assessments that may be used by you, the teacher. While you pull out your book, I'm going to move to our website, bigideasmath.com, which includes the exact content of the assessment book. Here is our website, bigideasmath.com. To access the assessment book, you need to log in and then click on the Teachers tab. Then you need to choose your book. In this presentation, we will use the red book. Then you need to click on the assessment book. Let's start by opening to the first page, or the front matter. Here is a list of the assessments that are available in the assessment book. If you turn a few pages, you will see a description of each assessment. Before we look at the specific assessments included, you may have noticed that there is a PDF format and a Word format included. If you choose to use the Word format, you can edit any of the pages of the assessment book to suit your needs. Now let's start by looking at the pre-course test. The pre-course test covers material that students should be familiar with from earlier courses. You can give this test at the beginning of the year to see what the students remember. On page 3 is the pre-course test item analysis. Here you have the question number and the skill that is needed to answer the question. You can use this and the students' responses to determine if any topics need to be reviewed. Now let's take a look and see what is included in each chapter. Open to page 4, which is the beginning of chapter 1. In every chapter, there are 2 quizzes. Notice at the top of the quiz, it says for use after section 1.3. And the second quiz says for use after section 1.6. These quizzes are modeled after the quizzes in the student textbook and cover the same lessons. So, you can use these quizzes as extra practice before or after the quiz, or even use them in place of the quiz in the textbook. After the quizzes, there are 2 tests. Test A begins on page 6, and Test B begins on page 8. The chapter tests provide assessment of student understanding of key concepts taught in the chapter. These tests are modeled after the tests in the student textbook. However, Test A is a little easier and you may want to give it to your basic students, and Test B can be given to your average or advanced students. On page 10, we have the standardized test practice. The standardized test practice gives students additional practice answering questions in the state assessment format. The assessments cover material from the current chapter as well as earlier chapters of the textbook. Questions are presented in multiple choice, gridded response, short response, and extended response format. On page 12, we find the item analysis for the standardized test practice. This is similar to what is found in the teaching edition. You are given the correct answer and a reason why a student may have chosen an incorrect answer. This can help you assess where students may have misunderstandings and need additional instruction. On page 14, we have the alternative assessment. This is the last assessment that is included for each chapter. Each alternative assessment includes at least one multi-step problem that combines a variety of concepts from the chapter. Students are asked to explain their solutions, write about the mathematics, or compare and analyze different situations. You can use this for students who don't do well on regular tests, or for students who need to be challenged to think deeper about the topic. On the next page is the alternative assessment rubric. This is to help you grade the student's work. It's based on a 4-point scale with key elements to look for in the student's responses. So let's do a quick review. In every chapter, there are 2 quizzes, 2 chapter tests, a standardized test practice with item analysis, and an alternative assessment. Now let's take a look at what's provided for the end of the year. On page 120, we have the Cumulative Standardized Test Practice. This test covers key concepts taught throughout the course and can be used as a practice test to help students prepare for the state assessment. Going along with the test, we also include an item analysis, so you can help students increase their understanding. There are also two end-of-course tests. Test 1 begins on page 128, and Test 2 begins on page 132. The end-of-course tests cover the key concepts taught throughout the course and can be used as an end-of-year exam. I hope this presentation has been helpful and that you understand a little better how the assessment book can be used in your classroom.